Hello everyone in YouTube land, it is your boy Tickle the Beagle back again with another commentary video, and today we are talking about a video I'm like really fucking late to, admittedly. Baldur's Gate 3. I'm sorry if you just heard me hit my desk, I'm an idiot. Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3, I just recently picked it up, and already it's one of my top, if not my top played game of all time on Steam. And I think I'm obsessed just a little bit. It was the best purchase as far as gaming I've made in my life since the Armored Core 6 one, and also Skylanders. You say that's wasteful, I say it brought my childhood to life. But back to the topic, we're not going to go off. This is already a rant, it's going to go off the rails pretty badly. Baldur's Gate 3 is, like, our people have already covered how it is, like, an example of how modern gaming should be done. I'm probably going to do the same thing, however, I'm going to bring up some interesting points here. Which, starting off, I want to bring up the fact that it has no microtransactions, which good. I'm done with $60, $70 games sometimes, demanding that you spend microtransactions to get these in-game cosmetics or in-game currency. If you want to get better at the game, your ass better get grinding. You have to work for it. And something that's like, oh, I hate it, I hate having to do that. Well, it's better than paying money to shortcut the grind. And as well as the grind in this game isn't predatory at all, it feels really user-friendly, feels really fun, and also because you can make so many different choices in this game as to what paths you can go on and how you get to the leveling up, it has a lot of replayability, making it not boring to grind this game at all. I'm sorry if you're hearing a lot of noises. I need to clean up this desk, and for some reason I decided to do it while I'm recording. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is a prime time example of everything right with gaming and everything that should be done by a developer. And to everyone that's saying, like, oh, we shouldn't hold games up to this standard, yes, we fucking should. Imagine a new drug came out that, like, cured cancer, and it was super cheap, and someone said, we shouldn't hold things up to this standard. Because I want you to know, microtransactions and predatory game practices are the cancer of the game community, and Baldur's Gate 3 is like the cure for cancer for us. It is fucking amazing. I love it. I love every second of it. And like I've said, I've already racked up, like, how many hours in this game? Hold on. I'm loading up Steam right now to check how many hours I've racked up in this game. But in the meantime, I do want to talk about just the character customization to start off with. I need to start somewhere before this rant really goes off the rails. The character customization isn't the best I've seen in any game. I will admit, I wish it was a little better. However, it's just enough to where I'm happy with what we got, and you can make some really unique characters. And as long as I can make my character look like an abomination sometimes, that's all I give a shit about. Oh, and on the topic of how long I have played this game, let's go ahead and check right here. 40 hours. 40 hours in a week, I think? Yeah, in total, I've played this game for about a week, and I've racked up 40 hours. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean, it does not... Oh my god, yeah, it does. It beats Paladins. My most streamed game of all times is Paladins, and that only has 30 hours. Holy shit. Yeah, that gives you an idea. But yeah, I find Baldur's Gate 3 just to be one of the most enjoyable experiences of all goddamn time. Okay? And I should probably get back to the character customization. My bad, went off that. But basically, the character customization in this game is, like I said, just enough to where I'm happy. I wish it was a little better, but that really doesn't matter. I mean, if the developers are going to literally add a canonical update where they make your genitals jiggle, then they'll probably add an update to make the character customization a little better. Maybe add in other classes like the Artificer eventually. That would be awesome. I really don't have a complaint. I feel the only complaint I have is that it represents D&D too well, because there are some things in D&D I don't necessarily like. However, also I feel like that's the appeal, is that you can play D&D with these great visuals, you can play a great campaign, and so I don't necessarily think that's a negative, more like just a medium, you know what I'm saying? The gameplay is very typically turn-based RPG. However, like because it's D&D, it's a lot more nuanced than a normal turn-based RPG, making it really fun, especially with the builds you can make. Right now I'm just going to be on pure Moon Druid, and I'm just going to be like, basically I could solo out a single enemy and destroy the shit out of them, but there's also like Spore Druid, which allows you to summon an army of zombies to fight for you. I have seen entire playthroughs where people fight with only familiars and only summons, and those are kind of goddamn amazing. Like, the fact that you can do that and still succeed shows how well this game was made. Like, the only way they've been able to break the game is by actively going hugely out of their way and spending a lot of resources to do so. And by resources, I do mean boxes. Um, the characters are just written so goddamn well. Gale is an eccentric wizard boy with a deep backstory that you can accidentally fuck if you choose the wrong dialogue option. Oopsie daisy. Lae'zel is a character that, like, is one of those I'm a mean asshole characters, but actually done well because she has a lot of depth and reason to be a mean asshole, and is still actually kind considering what her and Githyanki usually are, which is complete and utter disregard for human life. You have Shadowheart, which is this deeply complex character along with Astarion, who are on these like paths of darkness. You can choose to help them with that, or you could choose to redeem them from that. Will dealing with his patron and such, and that's just a couple of them. Karlach with her freaking demon person who turned her into this red hot demon of hell. God, I know I'm not the most articulate here, but to be fair, I don't really use a script, which is why I will always recommend people like Fat Brett for their videos instead of mine. But you know, if you want a quick little comfort food, this is nice content for you. What else can I say about this guy? All I'm gonna be doing is praising. I don't really have a negative. I think the difficulty settings being able to be switched on the fly does make it really easy to clear combat encounters, as well as the save system just makes it so that it doesn't really matter if you fail, you could just reload. However, I also will say that they increase the game's fun in other ways, such as allowing you, like, if you could just switch to easy mode to start speeding through the game if you want to get to certain scenes, you want to get to certain acts with certain characters, which makes a lot of sense and is really helpful for the player. And so you don't have to just skip like an entire act, like a skip act button, auto level up button, which are just boring and make the game feel automated. You know, I don't like RPGs that feel automated. World at Warcraft. Yes, I have enough beef with Blizzard. I don't need more. I find the long rest system in this game, it is really similar to D&D, so this is kind of me more loving the fact that D&D 5e is my favorite ever version of D&D. It's the only version I've played, but after looking at the others, I don't ever want to play them if I'm being honest. D&D 5e's long rest system, along with like Baldur's Gate long rest system, is really interesting because you have to have the camp supplies to do this long rest, right? This isn't really in D&D, it depends on the campaign, but in this version there is camp supplies required. And the camp supplies force you, like, honestly, most of the time you want to just long rest after every encounter if it didn't require you do camp supplies, but since it does, you are strategic with your spell slots, you're strategic with your health, you're very careful how you fight, because at the end of the day, if you're running out of camp supplies, you can't just risk to keep spending and spending them and just picking up every single food item along your way, hoping you have enough for a long rest. And as well as the short rests for stuff like druids recharging their charges for shapeshifting, and warlocks recharging their spell slots. It also makes it so that, is it really worth it to go long rest to get these other spell slots on my cleric back, or should I just short rest to get all my warlock spell slots back? And is that going to be enough? You get what I'm saying? It creates a lot of intrigue in how you play. And especially the people who play really uniquely and just, use explosive barrels the whole damn time. Yeah, they're kind of insane, but Yeah, the game is just player choice in general, and I am sick and fucking tired of hearing one singular argument that I've been hearing for a while, and the fact that I already mentioned it earlier in the view, but the idea that we shouldn't hold games up to this standard is stupid to me. And especially from other game developers, because for a matter of fact, it's just by the fact that they don't want to look bad, so they think they have to act all tough and shit, and they just end up looking fucking pathetic most of the time. I I really don't have much to say on the topic. I make this rant just because really I wanted to talk about Baldur's Gate, but at the end of the day, what can I add to this conversation that hasn't already been stated a million times over? I mean, really, what have I said here that's unique to this situation? What am I really bringing to the table here? It's just like I don't want to be another commentary channel, which is why I'm probably going to cut this short around here since I don't really have much else to say. I'm not going to drag this video on to fucking 30, 40 minutes talking about a game and saying the same things everyone else is saying, basically copying down their damn scripts onto my own and just acting like it's suddenly original content. No, I'm not going to do that shit. Absolutely not. Granted, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, I just particularly don't like doing it. It's the same thing with how just doing trends on YouTube isn't a bad thing and doing YouTube short trends isn't a bad thing. However, I personally don't like doing it most of the time. You get what I'm saying? Which is why I feel uncomfortable even continuing this review to this point, because technically I'm dragging out by talking this much. It's not really a review, it's just a rant about what I like about the game. Recently I've been playing multiplayer, which I do want to talk about that, because I haven't actually seen many people talk about the multiplayer. It's a little glitchy and a little weird, but most of the time it's just so fun, dude. Playing with your friends increases the experience of this game by about 10 fucking fold, and I really suggest it to anyone, because oh my lord, the shit you get into with your friends, especially if it's like surprises and you're just having fun. Oh my god, there's a video by Slimesicle that explains this feeling exactly, where he played with 3 of his other friends and had so much fun. It was so awesome to watch, and it's like the experience translates into actually playing with friends. And if you don't have friends, that's perfectly fine. There is an online matchmaking feature for you, so you don't have to worry about all that bullshit. Well, not online matchmaking, it's more you can see what servers are available. You could sort by level, you could sort by a bunch of other shit, and then you can just, join up that party and play. I think that's really cool. It's like hopping into the middle of a D&D campaign. I find that really awesome. God. Oh, my chest is hurting from all this talking. But yeah, like I said earlier, I don't really have much to add to this, so I'm probably just going to cut it here short. If you did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe, and stay safe all y'all. Goodbye.